What is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. So today we are going to be launching a brand new series on my channel, which I'm going to be doing once a month, and we are going to call it Game Watch, where I'm going to be highlighting 3 VR games that are going to be coming out within the next couple months that look pretty promising and probably aren't getting a ton of buzz. And the only reason I'm going to do this instead of doing, the games we all know are coming out is because, again, we all know certain games are coming out after the fall. Sniper Elite, everybody knows those games are coming, and everybody's going to cover them, including myself. I'm probably going to review all of them because, they're going to be pretty awesome and pretty fun to play. But these are some games that we're going to be focusing on that maybe you haven't heard of that might just be something you might want to get your hands on. And today's list is definitely going to be a little bit more heavy RPG inspired, and that's just because the games that are currently coming out, some of the better ones look like, RPGs, and that's just the nature of it. I try to do it as unbiased as possible, but there's not a lot of other games that I think look really good that are coming out, at least in the near time frame. I mean, obviously, if we extended it out to the rest of this year, that could change, but I'm trying to keep this series as, as monthly to at least, 2 months out as I can, so that these games are relatively right around the corner. Guys, with that being said, please do drop a like on this video and comment which one of these games you're most looking forward to, or if there's a game that you are looking forward to that I didn't mention. It really does help the algorithm out, and it's helping me grow as a channel, which I'm really happy that it's growing as fast as it is. I love bringing you guys the content, and I'm really enjoying where this channel is headed, and I want it to keep going up. So make sure you do hit that subscribe button, and let's go ahead and hop on into our first game. Okay, guys, so with our first pick here, we have Shonen Adventure: The Dual Blades Hero. Now, this game actually looks really interesting. It's got a unique art style to it, which I think is, half the battle in a VR game, but it's not necessarily art style as much as it is actually the combat and the RPG mechanics. I mean, if you're just watching the trailer, you can see there's quite a bit of extensive, it looks like you're going to be able to really build your character. The abilities look really cool, they look fluid, and more so than anything, the movement in and out of combat just looks really fast-paced and fluid for a VR game. And typically, if you've ever played, a VR game with swords involved, it's a little bit slower paced just because that's the nature of actually being able to do it in VR. Well, this game has like kind of a unique dash system where it looks like you're swinging your swords and you're dashing around and, dodging and moving fast, and it just overall looks kind of fluid, and I'm really looking forward to that. And overall, again, the art style is, cartoony, but it'll definitely get the job done in VR, and some of the abilities look like they're really, really cool. Now, what I'm really hoping from this game is that there's going to be some sort of maybe multiplayer at some point. I know that they're going to be able to compare leaderboards based on how fast you're able to get runs done. Your skill set matters. That's all well and good, but I hope like an actual multiplayer raid system, that would be kind of pretty cool considering it's an RPG style game. On top of that, there are going to be multiple builds, and that is something I think is going to be really unique. So if you want to perfect certain abilities, then I think that, that would be awesome to have a certain way of build. Now, what I'm really hoping to see from this game is obviously, the ability to get several different style of weapons, make it feel like an RPG. I want to be able to hop in and I'm working towards getting a legendary sword, or, I'm working towards getting something to upgrade my abilities, and then I get a really, really powerful, rune, if you will. Anything like that, I think those are things that create replay value in a game like this. Now, what's really cool is that there's going to be an open kind of world aspect to this. You're going to be able to level up, unlock a bunch of powerful skills. There's going to be loot. There's going to be stats, which I think is interesting. So you're going to be able to upgrade specific stats. Overall, this game definitely feels like a good RPG. I just hope that it has a lot of the elements that other RPGs have, and it's not just more of an arcade hack and slash with RPG mechanics, but rather a full, true, RPG, procedural dungeon crawler to some extent with the ability to upgrade, and then I think they definitely need to add multiplayer to it. But overall, this is definitely one to keep your eye on if you're looking forward to, maybe a fluid, fast-paced sword game. Okay, so with our next pick on this list here, we have another RPG game. Like I said, this list is going to be heavily RPG. This one is called Legendary Tales, and this game has some really interesting mechanics to it that I think could actually make it a big-time title amongst the VR RPG community. And one of the biggest things is the fact that it's physics-based combat. So obviously the combat actually looks pretty solid, and you're going to be able to do things similar to kind of like Blade and Sorcery in it. dismembering enemies, taking off their arms, using their arms against them, using world environments against them. These are all things that are going to promote some pretty cool combat, and the combat in the trailer actually does look pretty solid. The one thing I am hoping that, there is more than just skeletons as enemies, but this game also will have multiplayer, which I think is going to be really fun. You're going to be able to adventure through these dungeons with up to 4 friends, and that is going to be a lot of fun. VR dungeon crawlers with friends are a ton of fun, and this game definitely has sort of a Dark Souls-y art style. I want to see definitely more enemies and boss fights and just a bunch of different weapons and stuff. The magic skills look really, really fun in this game. Later here in the trailer, you're going to be able to see some really cool magical-based items, and I think that that's pretty cool. They're going to have randomly generated items on top of randomly generated dungeons, which of course is going to create major replay value in a game like this. And overall, it does look really, really good. I'm definitely excited to try this one out. Probably going to pop a review out for it. The combat looks pretty solid. I just hope the AI doesn't get easier as you get better, but it'll be interesting to see how they handle the maybe a class system, a leveling system, to some extent, anything like that. But I definitely want to see more enemies, boss fights, better, different environments. There's a lot that can be done here, and I think that we're in the mood for a good fashion 4-player co-op dungeon crawler, and I think this game's going to deliver on that. Alright guys, so with our final pick on this list, we have a unique title that this is going to be an interesting one because VR hasn't seen anything like this yet, and I think that it could capture a pretty solid fan base, and that is Demeo. Now, this is a tabletop turn-based RPG. That is really unique considering that there is a large plethora of people that do play a lot of tabletop RPGs, in real life. They get together with their friends and they play Dungeons and Dragons or, any other tabletop RPGs. And this game is kind of going to bring that atmosphere to life in, virtual reality, which I think is so unique, and it's so interesting to see how that's going to go. You're going to have your cards that you're going to be able to draw to use certain abilities for your character. You're going to have to work together. I'm sure the game's going to be pretty challenging, and it's going to be somewhat of a dungeon crawler. Now, what's going to be unique about this is if you're playing a game like Dungeons and Dragons in real life, you obviously have to be pretty imaginative about things, where in this game, you're actually going to be able to see the events unfold firsthand right in front of you, which I think is going to be really cool. Now, what I'm hoping to see from this game absolutely is, definitely, loot to some extent. I want to be going through this dungeon and have some sort of rewards for my characters that I can continue to increase. I definitely am looking forward to that. I hope you can equip different armors and weapons and, really outfit your party, and the difficulty continues to go up so that you really have to work together with your party in this game to move it forward. Overall, I do think this is going to be a really, really unique title. Nothing that VR has seen up to this point, and, every choice you're going to make in this game is going to matter, and I think that that's going to be really cool. It's just going to be a tabletop RPG, but in VR, and all the characters are going to come to life. It's going to be absolutely a unique title. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm definitely going to pop a review out for this when this game does come out sometime here pretty soon. Well guys, that is going to be it for this video. Make sure you guys do drop a like and comment which game you think is going to be the best, if you're interested in any of these games, or if there's another game that maybe I didn't mention or haven't heard of that's coming out that you think is going to be pretty solid. I would love to hear from you guys. I do really appreciate the feedback I get in the comment section, and it does help the algorithm, which helps my channel grow. So thank you to everybody who does comment and does like these videos. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to my channel. I got a ton of VR content on the way. I'm really going to try to focus on a lot of game reviews coming up, as there's a lot of game keys that I'm getting to review some of these some games. So definitely stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one.